So interesting. Other industry news, and again, I'm going to kick this one over to you just because I'm fascinated by it. But talking about picking and choosing, obviously we talk a lot about AI. We've actually been somewhat remarkable. We've only sort of touched AI on the edges so far in today's show, which is a change for us. But talking about there's an interesting, well, from my standpoint, interesting that AI or GitLab rather is being sued um, and its executives being sued over effectively hype, over AI hype. And I think that's an interesting thing because AI hype is so rampant that they're being kind of, I don't want to say singled out because I don't want to say they don't deserve it. I'm curious your take on it, but it was an interesting sort of development that they're being held to account for overselling their AI capabilities.
Right. So I actually find this a little bit odd myself that GitLab is now dealing with three lawsuits associated with having put a price on their AI that they were excited and bullish about. And then it ends up they didn't build the amount of business that had been expected or estimated, which I find to be odd because honestly, anybody who really thinks they can predict how much AI they're going to be selling in the here and now, that's a lie. Some things are going to take off like a rocket ship, and some things are going to fall like a lead balloon. And honestly, it's not even all marketing's fault. Sometimes you're just hitting the market 6 months too early or 6 months too late. All sorts of reasons that these things can happen. But because GitLab is struggling to sell AI, the Duo product specifically, the apparently investors got angry about these claims and saying that GitLab was making bad claims about the AI that they have in place.
It'll be curious to see how this plays out. I mean, there we could sit here and probably spend a half an hour naming companies that have hyped up a product that hasn't been delivered in the
Mhm.
market. I'd say right now that's the norm, much more than the opposite. I think in most cases, the difference, if I think of Salesforce or ServiceNow or Microsoft, which I think all sort of fall in this category that thus far right now have been more about the hype than the delivery. The difference is all of them have also outperformed the market in their traditional businesses. And I think that may be part of the difference. Or it will be interesting to see if these lawsuits end up exposing that there is some outright, hey, we completely made this stuff up and we had, it was not, this wasn't just hype, it was actually false. So it'll
Mhm.
be interesting to see which way that goes, and I think it will be from a CIO perspective something that may be a warning signal as we sort of as I think we sort of reach through this trough of disillusionment and start coming into operationalization of it, how that all starts playing out.